You walk into a temple, place a small offering on the altar, and then fold your hands. You might be asking for a business breakthrough, a healthy family, or protection from misfortune. Most of us have stood in this exact spot, hoping our requests were heard. There is often a quiet expectation following the act, a search for a sign or a feeling that proves the trade was accepted by something beyond ourselves. Buddhist psychology describes this as spiritual materialism. It's the tendency to treat the infinite universe like a vending machine, where we insert an offering and wait for a specific product to drop. We act on the assumption that a few sticks of incense or a tray of fruit can function as a bribe, persuading cosmic forces to grant us worldly wealth. This overlooks the actual purpose of a field of merit, or ruang phuk. In this tradition, the goal isn't to stack up achievements for the ego, but to cultivate the specific wisdom needed to exit the cycle of suffering. Approaching the sacred as a business deal keeps the mind anchored to the same illusions that cause our distress. The demand for a result creates a barrier between the giver and the peace they are looking for. A common obstacle in this practice is the mind of judgment. We find ourselves calculating the value of an offering based on the prestige of a temple or the perceived holiness of a monk. An old parable tells of a mud dragon built during a severe drought. The villagers knelt before this dirt sculpture to pray for rain, even though the mud itself had no power to control the clouds. The dragon was a tool to focus the mind. It acted as a physical symbol to activate the collective sincerity and reverence of the people, turning their internal intent into a tangible force. This same logic applies to a monk or a humble temple. The individual merit gained does not depend on the receiver's level of enlightenment or the status of the building. The efficacy of the act comes from the giver's own state of mind. When the judgment of the receiver stops, the internal power of the offering begins. A wealthy merchant once brought a priceless silk cloak to the Buddha, hoping the magnitude of the gift would secure him a vast amount of karmic merit. The Buddha didn't accept it. Instead, he told the merchant to give the cloak to a beggar shivering in the cold. Generosity functions as the direct alleviation of a living being's pain. It is a movement of compassion rather than a search for a cosmic reward. This brings us to Tom Luen Te Kong, the concept of threefold emptiness. First, the layer of the giver dissolves. You let go of the pride of being the provider. Next, the gift disappears. You stop measuring the price or quality. Finally, the receiver is erased. You no longer judge who is worthy. Only the pure act remains. When you give with a mind that is empty of these three categories, the resulting merit has no edges or limits. When the habit of calculating spiritual rewards stops, giving changes. It stops being a chore and begins to feel like a release from the pressure of the ego. Wealth, in this context, is measured by how quiet the mind becomes when the constant urge to ask for more finally fades away. The next time you find yourself in a place of worship, or simply sitting in the quiet of your own home, try leaving the list of demands behind. Arrive with nothing but an empty heart. By surrendering the need for a favor, you create the internal space necessary for grace and peace to settle in.